Wow, hello. Let's do this. Good rising, men o ra, menorah, men o ra, good ra. I sing. Got your masks on. I've put this back on. I did it yesterday. Did a little presentation in my attire, themed T-shirt. Ignore the message. Look at the symbology is relevant here. No comments on my gastric functionality, please. I've got a strong coffee. I've got a message from the universe on a sheet of paper for you and I. All right, let me see where this video is. I'd like to put it on the .com and in the Facebook realm, and then we're going to crack on. This is going to be a beauty. Do you know what the thumbnail is? 10 sovereign stars to the scribe that can tell me what is that thumbnail. If you've seen the film, then I bow to you. I bow on my starboard bow, as in the bow of the boat. In my wake, you are in the trail of the wake, the clock, the time. We're going forward. What is that thumbnail? If you can guess before we start. All right, Moon Day, the 25th of the 5th, 2020. Oh dear, I've got so much for you. I'm all spiky. You can't see it, but it's there. I'm charged and I am ready for this exciting time. I've been given a message. My tiny eyes been up 2 hours. I need at least 4 to fully hydrate, wake, stimulate, initiate, etc. So let me just say to the .com, we are doing a chat. I've got pages ready, a random kingdom wide cast on this on thus Moon Day. My initiates, scribes, masters of the guild of law and self, are you ready? I've got a big one for you. The length adjustment, we're talking Planck lengths here. Time, quantum, that's into the .com. Ooh, it's very, very synchronistic is all I can say. We're not talking about the Presidente of Venezuela right now. We will do. But the second coming of the old ones of great, do you know what that is? It's tied in with the thumbnail. Shout going out to these fellow womb men's that have inspired this cast in association with the Creator and the Holy Spirit that guides me, watches me, archangels and etc. There's a consortium above, all right, but I want to say in no particular order, all right. This has come from Adi. You was there in the phone this morning telling me about the King of Australia. You've inspired this alongside the film I watched last night. Sister Carol, Nonna, you know who you are, Mama, even many statuses, only one boat race. Get ready. It's not happening today, that little pact we had, but it will happen soon, you know what I mean. Sticking it places where shouldn't be mentioned is coming. I'd like to say thank you for that, what your friend gave us. What else can I say? Tribute to, thank you to Adi, Carol, a man called Roger, all right, brother Kevin, a man called H.P. Lovecraft, all right. Wow, yes, I've said it. I've gone and said it. Lovecraft, Crowley, Hall. These are names that you suddenly run away from. As soon as we hear these names, we're all like, oh, we can't talk about that. They're evil and not very nice. And the things they talk about, run away. We are the knights that say, nee. Well, no, we are the ones that dare go into the realms of such things where, if you've not seen a film called Necronomicon, this thumbnail that I'm asking you to name may give you a who is that green character and what has he done there. He's stood on a triceratops of old. He's an old ancient figure. That's a screenshot taken from a film I watched with a Lovecraft theme, all right. So I've got Crowley and I've got Hall there, Manly P. Hall, H.P. Lovecraft and Alistair Crowley, etc. We're talking Lovecraft, all right. Hollywood and independent films. I'm still on names who have brought the cast. We're off. The Hollywood has brought Hollywood Land, all right. It's going to tie into this in a minute. You started it, you helped, and I'm going to finish it. Lovecraft has got a strange tale here. Okay, Kevin, I'd love to buy that land of up by Scotland, Loch Ness. Shout going out to benefactors. We'd like to look at the for sale of splintered already. Don't worry, I can bring it back. Yes, Alistair Crowley, Loch Ness Monster, land for sale, benefactors. I'd like to have an office there. Please make it so, universe. Can we get a benefactor to give us that land where we could set up? Why? Energy, peace sign, swastikas, universal consciousness. Hear me out. I've not led you wrong so far, have I? I'm going to try my very best to excitedly but calmly orchestrate, facilitate and infiltrate these realms. So when you deal with Cthulhu, the thumbnail there, I'm going to stop the clock. If you haven't said Cthulhu and guessed that figure, you don't get the 10 sovereign stars. Let me roll up. Has anybody put 1111? Done on purpose, Eric. Blessings be. I've got to say thank you to the universe. Let the creator, universal, no, the all, the one, okay, let it know I am watching and responding to. It's a contract like we have here. Cthulhu, Lovecraft, energies. There's a demon, a starseed that is here, and he's comparable to the devil. I would say comparable, Lucifer, God's right hand man, etc. Coming down, the devil, Beelzebub. Hello to the 21. Oh no, that's too many for this time. What's happened? The flares have gone off. I will do you proud. Nobody guessed. Cthulhu. Don't worry. I've got something exciting, massive, brilliant, fantastic to outlay. You deal with this starseed comparative to the devil that control mankind telepathically and make man think and do sinful, evil, non-natural, non-normal things, and going to a trance-like state of sin, denial, and away from the original source, the angelic particle matrix. What? Shout going out to FPV. I'm not stealing your shit. I'm backing you up. I'm promoting it. I'm embellishing it. All right, P9 and the other fam there. One conscience. Love to you. It's also synchronistic. I just don't know what to say there. So if you encounter this starseed, apparently Lovecraft was immune to the wave format vibration of this, and the Lovecraft bloodline is able to battle bloodlines. Indeed, that's interesting in itself, and overcome the thought consciousness of the starseed that controls man by its will. So it's dark, it's deep. It's not devil worshipping, it's not sex magic, all right, not where I'm at, but the things that they also might have done together, singular consortium, I will not argue with. I will say we'll leave that over there, because that's why we then don't talk about this, because so I'm not there, I'm here and you're there and we're now here. It's amazing what you can see when you open up the third eye. Exactly. So this is amazing. Roger, AD, Carol, Kevin, you know how the universe works, all right? And I've just done some amazing posts, recaps on the Book of Faces and the .com. Roger, we do need to chat ASAP. I don't know if he's on here. He's an old, mature, sorry. I've sinned, forgive me. He's a great one of old. There we go. Much like Kevin is. I am the younger. No, I'm the lesser great and lesser old, but I'm still 42 anons and cracking on. So if you've not seen a film, let's get to the point, called what is it called? Let's get this right. The Last Lovecraft. And the Cthulhu, the Relic of Cthulhu. Wow. Oh my days. I started watching Necronomicon 1993 for the kicks, because I was in a zone. I told you I wasn't too happy. I've got a lot on my plate. We're under attack. The .com and the trust is kind of stuck stationary at the minute because of what's happening with the what, you know, man and the conscious and the panic and the fear and the uncertainty. We are if we're in a boat and we were moving along at a fast speed, we've now dropped anchor and we're stuck. Everybody's looking and poised, ready, and I've taken some time out. I've taken some beats. I've taken some attacks. I've taken some leeches. I've taken some trills and shills. I've taken a lot, and I'm here. I puff up my chest like a bulletproof vest, okay? And the love you give, the shares and the supports against what we're facing, and the fear mainstream narrative there is inconsequential. I'm back on form. It was 11:11. The universe has recharged me. It must have known I was down. It must have known I was licking my wounds. I turned from a lion into a pussycat, and I was like, meow, 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 for many reasons. My sons have come back into the game of life, the comic book of life. Yes, the joke's on man. Where we are and what I'm saying and what I'm doing is strong, miraculous, and stuff to give love for. So I'm watching this film Necronomicon. They don't make films like that anymore. If you have watched it, if you can remember it, tell me your favorite scene. Tell me a little bit about each of the three stories of the Book of the Dead that are in there. We've talked about the Assyrian and the Phoenician and the Hebraic text, and the monotheistic and the synchronistic and the monosibyllic and Phoenician. All of these texts, the languages of the world, worlds of the world, and yes, the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. The languages within that, you know, the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's Lovecraft is what he's allegedly done. He's wrote lots of fictional type entertainment areas of life, films and books. And Cthulhu, a creature, an energy, a starseed, mind control with man and wave formalities of resonant frequency, linear vibration, darkness, red. In that film, Lovecraft, the last Lovecraft, the Relic of Cthulhu, get ready. That I found after watching Necronomicon that I've never seen. I thought it's about time. I shove all of this to one side. My laptop, my writings and the preachings and etc. I shut down and I went into a different time zone, mode, vibration, and I was contemplating and looking within and connecting to and meditating. I wasn't ringing and asking. I was looking within to find what I seek without. Inwardly, project, outwardly attract. And so the law of attraction in the universe, look at this, what's happened now after all of what I've just led you up. I haven't started yet, we're still 10 minutes into the introduction plus. I'm setting you up. Do not be scared. I haven't gone demon worshipping. I haven't changed, but I have got an elevated consciousness and I am protected. I can go into, like Roger can, like Kevin can, like some of you here can, lots of you, and you can delve in and you can come back out unscathed. A lot of you are not transfixed on the mainstream narrative. Shout going out to Hogarth for the comments yesterday on the Venezuelan video there. Check my comments out, look at the pinnedness, look at the revelations of that's dirty. We're not ignoring that, but I've been told to get on with the job and to boost you Monday. I've got a lot to do. I've got too many mans wanting answers, emails and contacts, so please help us to help you before we go forward. Use the room and the chat now, ask amongst each other. Use the Facebook domain that you can get through the front page of Indie Glow here, and you can also look at typing www.splspro.com onto Facebook for free and say hello to us. If you've seen any of the topics, the DWP update there, massive news. There's a snowball happening, and we're trying to stop it and build trenches to catch it, and let's see what it's gathered, but it keeps gathering, and it's getting bigger. Information, monarchies, kings and queens, and bills and acts and statutes, and it's very busy. We can't stop that snowball. All we can do is ask you to help. Tell us as it expands what's getting added to it, when will it hit the bottom and indeed stop, explode, so we can put a head on it and some arms, some nice bits of coal. What did the snowman friend say to his other snowman friend? He said, "Can you smell carrots?" That's the icebreaker. We're off. So there is a torrent a bit torrent, an information torrent of information going off, and it is generally hard to tell what is what. We know what is what, but we don't know what is what. We just strut. What the funk? So, with Cthulhu in mind, where are we going to start? Oh my days! I don't know how to bring this to you. Man David is a little bit apprehensive about what I'm about to present. But I'm confident. I'm going to get to the comments afterwards. I have emails to catch up with, about 50. They'll all be answered. Some tiny issues. A free gift to send out in the form of a hoodie. Roger to get on a chat with. A brother of the commonly known name Keith and estate Little to have a chat with on. And Claudio of the family Civalgi to talk about real law. I'm very excited when we talk about laws and conscious and stars and zodiacs and universals. This is how it started. My dreams are broken hearted, but I want you, baby. Right, that's the intro. Sorry, I'll take these. I'm not DJing now. Is this how? No, sorry. Come into my life, I got so much stuff to tell you. Come into my life and said, I know it's you. Sorry. me. Figaro. We're off. Unicorns. That's what we're talking about. Chains, broken chains, chains of fools. Chain of command, okay? Chains in itself. A chain is a chain, a military, a chain of command. You are in shackles and chains. You are taken away in the bonds. You are bonded up. The stocks, olden day stocks, not financial market stocks, but stocks. And then the bonds. These were the bonds, the chains, the chain of command. Unicorn, leg broken. Woo! Yes, on the chain part, not the leg broken, the chains. Uniforms. You have a nice uniform, don't you? Hello. What? I'm an officer. I'm a sheriff. I'm an official black, cardinal, whatever it is, red cardinal, grey pope, black pope. Pick your colours wisely. Uniforms. A universal, a universal consciousness, a universe outside uni. Are you seeing the you and I connection? We have a unilateral agreement and a schedule of fees to release very, very soon. It's on the .com. It is not finished. We are working in a private area with that. Unilateral, universal, uniform, unicorn, uniform, unified, and uniform commercial codes, UCC. I've got an email from somebody about a trust and such involving some claims. It's UCC, as I've said, uniform commercial codes, claims, forms, submitting, filing, using signature. We will see about the person and the interaction there later. We've got Brother Adi to thank as well about bringing the Australian alleged king to me this morning as I woke, and I told him not to prod Cthulhu. Leave it be for a bit. No intent there, brother, but I was just waking up and working out the day, the priorities, what to do, and Brother Adi in Derby there was off with Australia Kings, and I've replied, hence this cast. That's why I shouted you out at the beginning amongst the other names there, right, my brother. You have a ship here, a kingship, all right? You have a friendship. You got these united areas and unincorporated areas, but friendship, kingship, stewardship. I've just mentioned to Brother Roger on the Facebook comments there, we are in the stewardship. We're about to set sail on the seas of tranquility, no less. You've got an authorship. I've authored this, okay? But if I choose to say I've authored it, I've gotten myself onto a ship. You've got a trusteeship. All right. Oh yes, you have. In the legal realm, that's a ship. The lordships, the ownerships, land, queen's land, king's land, man's land, terra firma, ownership title, and things such as there. All right. This is going to be at least an hour, so we're going to be watching that for a while and listening to man's babble. So get some comfiness, get your pillows, put them feet up, put down the pit bull, pop another tamazipan because Indy's in the house. That was a Trisha rip-off from Bo Selector. That's not me telling you I think you've all got pit bulls and need to take another temazepam, but that's the type of thing that entertainers say to you, and you pay to watch that. All right, just remember, my heart, my intent is nothing like such stereotypical remarks of which Keith of the Lemon Fam is entertaining you with and insulting you at the same time, where you laugh at it. Battleships, you know, you sunk my battleship. Yes, I have indeed. The old great ones, the alphas and the omegas are awake on this vibrational level, and my sovereignty, my synchronicity is sinking battleships here. Apprentice, my term for you is scribes, all right? Not subservient, going back to kings and tying in with no man should be subservient. Sub as in submarine is underneath, lower, below, okay? So test test E, up and above, as above, so below, as above. So the battleship, the apprenticeship, you are initiates, all right, of self, of law, of the you and I verse, of the realm, of the consciousness, and you're not awake, you are conscionable and knowing of. Queensland and Kingsland, well, terra firma is how we'd look at that there. L as in the elders, A-N-D, L-A-N-D, so L, elder, and then an alpha, a November, a delta. Getting Josh X on for a chat very soon. I've chatted to him, he says, yes, we'll do that, looking at maybe after the 5th of June, I do believe, if I remember rightly. You got Hollywood land, all right. Expelliarmus, said Harry Potter. Hollywood land, casting the spells through the one-eyed god of the tell-a-vision. Tell a lie, tell a vision, tell your vision. We're sat round the campfire here, and Indy is telling you his vision, the crux of it, which will be kept in the private domain. If you want to do well in areas, don't give everything out all at once on public domains, you know, media platforms. Give you enough, get you on that hook, and then get you from the wake and bring you forward onto the sovereign land here, the sovereign platform, the starboard bow, if we was indeed a nautical vessel. We are psychonauts, astronauts, we are nautical navigators of the zodiac heavens, and also our souls, you know, our consciousness, and the essence of the tripart, the triangle is in effect. You got your masks on there. Caution, Indy is alive. So that's interesting, isn't it? From unicorns down to Hollywood land. And before that, from Lovecraft into unicorns, uniforms. I'm looking forward to the comments. So Cthulhu, who knows about him? If you haven't made a note, those films again from the top was Necronomicon, 1993. Sorry, it's got a bit of a backache. It clicks when you lift up and swing back into place. And then the last Lovecraft, the Relic of Cthulhu. Get ready for that one. If you are squeamish and don't like blood and guts and latex and melting skin and people with heads of the back missing and taking spinal fluid out, I would not watch Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, Lovecrafty inspired cinematography from 1993. On a level of 1 to 10, 1 being lovely, unicorns, fairies, rainbows, hippies, tree hugging, flowers, unicorns, and beautifulness, that's not it. It's here, it's 50, all right? So Necronomicon, be wary. If you're squeamish and you have never seen it, you need to be prepared. If you have seen it and you've got cloudy memory, go and revisit that beautiful ensemble of I Cannot Adam and Eve. That was made mindless. It comes from a film set as well, inspired by the Evil Dead, was it? The book, the eye in the hand and so forth. And if ever you saw that Army of Darkness, the army, the second coming of the old ones, of great Lovecraft, Cthulhu, incentive wise, knowledge wise, brilliant in some ways, but scary in others. I apologize for that. Let me continue. So Cthulhu has been mentioned in another set of universe. Was brought to me this name again 4 weeks ago. Brothers Gansder, Sweden. It was. So much has happened in this lockdown for me. It's busy, and I was asked to watch the OA, Oscar Alpha, or Away, AWAY. I'm like, what's the OA? He's like, Anders' words were, I cannot believe they're putting this out and what I'm actually thinking about it. I went, is it that good? I've just watched a couple of box sets called Constantine from 2014. Old John Constantine there, that was another name of, 325 Constantine New World Bible, but John Constantine. The films there's a lot of Constantine spin-offs. I'm talking 2014, and I'm talking a box set series. Only got series 1, I believe, that's it. So that was brought to me, interestingly, and I've told you, you watch the videos, you'll find out, but I was also brought Legion box sets. That was incredible, to be honest. Legion, there's 3 series, I think, I watched. That was, spikiness, all right. So Anders then brings me the OA, or AWAY. OA, away. It's only a slight phonetic sound difference, but to write it OA or AWAY, it's a big difference. So with the parser, syntax, quantum grammar, the shapes and the energies of the words, away, quin, boom. Now I see what you was on about. I can't wait for that chat. And in that away, I do like to fragment, but you get a full picture. I've given you lots to go on. The trills and the leeches, you will be sucking this up and going away and taking it and then going, guess what I know? I know I'm giving it you. I want to give it you. The 100th monkey principle is my job. I only give you what I want you to take, run with, and try and make it, I'm sick of that. See my community comments for. And in this away, there's a lady. She goes to this club. It's a rather posh club. It's down a back alley, and it looks like a meat market. And when she goes in and gets through the passage thing, it's a secret Renaissance club. And she goes in there and she gets in a chair. She doesn't know what she's doing because she's a passenger of time travel, interdimensional quantum, non-linear time travel. When I say this, angelic particle matrix lovers, and so she's got no memory because as a result of going from one paradigm to another paradigm, she's the same woman but a different character. You know about parallel universes, so I'm like, Gansters, this is legendary, the OA. And I think it's on one of the mainstream streaming sites. If you want to be bamboozled by this, then come back to me and email me and let me know. Get into the you will be there. So she's in this chair and she's got no memory in this designer Renaissance nightclub of doom, and she's got some weird marks on her arms there, and she doesn't know what these are for. They're like round circles, like not like cigarette burns, but a little bit like cigar burns. And after she's sat down and tied up and locked in, they bring out something from the back, and there's a big. I'm not ruining all of the series. This is just one of probably 20 odd episodes, so this is just a little bit of one that you need to hear, because the universe presenting and how it does it, I don't need to rush now. I can competently, randomly, spontaneously, articulately and intelligently bring to you what I need to whilst downloading, getting from, it's amazing where I'm going at this minute. So this lady with no memory, because she's an interdimensional time traveller of paradigms and universes, is sat there, the curtains open, the crowd in front. She does this all the time because the marks are there, and it has got sex magic stuff in there. There's no sex scenes, but apparently there are messages given for you to hear Lovecraftian style again. And there's a big old cage there, and it's got an octopus in it, and it's a great old one. And as she's in that chair like this, strapped down like you'd be for electrocution, death chamber, you can see it's not going to be pleasant, and the pods markings there, the circles there, and you see the octopus, and it reaches its tentacles out, doesn't it? A bit like in Necronomicon that you're about to see if you haven't, or if you have, what? And it suckers on. It suckers on there, and once them tentacles from the old great one, you don't know it's an old great one, and get suckered onto her, it starts speaking, and she is the voice for, the conduit for the old great one, and she can be spoken to by it, and then she can whilst hearing that, tell out to the audience what go on. And it reads all of our minds, and it knows everything from just madness. So Cthulhu said hello to me there by ganders, randomly, not going out searching for it, in a series that's not really about Lovecraft at all. The OA is, if I had to give it markings for you, a full 10 out of 10. I'm aware of programming and of the dangers from that, and I'm aware that messages are put in plain sight also. So I thought out of it, and I carried on. I went, Anders, you bad man, that was interesting. That was the shizzle. The OA, that just bust every paradigm after Constantine and after Legion. This was a I was on a pat, I didn't know. There you go. I'm not telling you to watch those series, but if you've seen any one of them, hello, we need to chat more. Ooh. If you haven't, when you have done, you're going to be vibrating in a better way, let me tell you. So that was brilliant. The Lovecraft and the Relic of Cthulhu, the last Lovecraft. Necronomicon was not so brilliant, and I would wary of watching it at all. So it appears when the stars realign, as we're going into the age of Aquarius and the equinoxes of, the universal clock, the progression of the zodiac, see Santos, see Jordan Maxwell, see Claudio Silvalgi, for these great, not just me, I'm learning and back behind those great names, I am under them, but I am doing the Minority Report, and I'm in the Matrix. I've told you before, would you remember Neo, from Morpheus, what, hello, rewind, selector, quantum, boom. Exactly. So the stars are aligning again, and the universal clock of the progression of the zodiac, the zoo above us, the animals that are above the animal kingdom that is rotating above our very dome-like heads here above the dome is interesting analogy for me. Jordan Maxwell's words, Santos Bonacci's words, other man's words that I simply repeat and put into a different dialect and paradigm for you in this kingdom of I've got so much to read after this. This is not all right? So that's half an hour. Let's just breathe. Let's just take a moment to say hello while we pause on Zodiac and Domes and Kingdoms. I'm not in a rush. I'm so excited about where we are compared to how I was at the weekend. Simon, we need to have a chat. Yes, we do, if that's the Simon, I think. Jerry, Eric, Celine, hey, Molly, Nonna. Wow, the gang's all here. Kevin, look at this. Oh, wow. Hearts, loves, look what we're doing. The scribes, the room, the love, the energy. It's so not sex magic. You can see we're not, perturbed by that. Keep it going. Fist bumps. Chippy Paul. Come on. All right, how are we doing? We are anonymous. Let's go. You should be blue by now. I'm sure I thought I did that. Add mod. Welcome to the fam, the clan. We are anonymous. You are now blue. Mr. Dav, good chat the other day. We need to get back in touch. Thank you for that. Celine, we will touch again on the topics of. We won't be touching bases because that's what militaries have, bases. Who else have we got? Jerry, did I see there? Alright, yes, Jerry, G-Man, as I like to call you. Kevin, you have got a lovely affinity. Stuart is in the house, late Rarsing. Woo, yes, I'm not going to your comments, I'm just saying hello. Project 69, I see you. Trouble About, I live in Queensland, you're going blue. Long time, Trouble About. Add mod, long time, sister. You're all important, but you've not been around for a long time. Good to see that you're back about. Juice hoots, man. There's juice loose about this house, Trouble. More than trouble. Who else do we have? Stephen, Mr. Bob, Bobbeth of the Builder. That's who that character I'm referring you to. Sorry about that, Steve, but that knows. We are of the apprenticeships. Barnster 48. Oh wow, that chat we had the other week. I'm still buzzing from that, and I'll keep it private. But a doer, Barnster, met the man, real life and energy wise. one of the top mans I've ever met. Had the pleasure of interacting with. Barnes to 48. Equality is paramount, but you and I, much like I and Josh and I and Kevin and others, we connect on a quantum level that is unbelievable. You charge me. Just seeing your name charges me. Easy, brother. All right. OTB Promotions. I know who that is. And easy. Oh, I've got a presentation to do now. I've said all your name. Did I see Mark Downey? They have the Downey clan. Paul. Submission of instruments was successful, as if correct it will benefit Mary. Paul, I can't read all. Yes, I've got stuff to bring to you. They were no submission. Oh, who said anything about, don't assume, a presentation, no filing. I come back with them all. And I give a shout to the constabulary and the constable there, the police constable I had the pleasure of dealing with. A shout going out to the ones at the X-Corporation, a man called Nigel, that may have spoken to a man called Kieran. I know you watch and I know what go on there as well. Funny, I got an email Saturday night, referenced something as well to do with why I was at the police constable's station, and I wasn't submitting anything at all. And he recognised I was there as Man David. He knew I didn't want to be called a name, and I give love and respect to the constabulary that I went to visit there. Honour was done, much like in the magistrate's court where the jury discharged the charges. So here we go, moving on. You're making me sidetrack, but thank you. The Anders, I've mentioned you, I'll give you a shout out, fam. Yes, I look at the smiley face. And we're done. All right, so hello to the 34. Wow, I've got a lot to live up to on a Monday. I see that we're not all in the slave house and the sun is shining in our hearts. Good Ra I sing, late Ra I sing. If you've just caught up, we've had a good fun-packed 30 minutes. I can't repeat that. I'm moving on. I'm on the back page of this, and I've got some comments to read here. The kingdom of heaven and the zodiac, the clock above our domed heads, is a timing, is the only true clock. These are alleged timepieces, alleged, all right. Allegedly by my timepiece, it may read that time, all right. Greenwich Mean Time. We've been into the clocks and the zones and linear, non-linear time and so forth. So the true clock above our heads, the magnetic north is shifting around the place. The Schumann resonance is fluctuating and wobbling. Nothing is constant. We get the compass and we can't get the bearing of where we may need to be. Romans saying the true measure of a man is he that can get himself back to shore on his boat in choppy seas without any, true navigation. That's the measure of man. You're in the choppy seas of commerce. You haven't got any true navigation, and you need to get yourself back on land over there, and if you can, that is the measure of the man. And how you do that is given to you in a great many ways. So I just thought I'd slip that in. My true north, going back to nautical, astronaut, psychonaut, and naughtiness of the zero is in the heavens. There is a north point there. There is a snake of the zodiac as well. It isn't so bad as what you may think just by the word snake. So it was plagiarized in the New World Testament for you there, as I have brought to you, which I'm going to read further on. So the zodiac is indeed the kingdom of animals above our head, and the zodiac, the true clock, is contained within, not just the what would we call them now, the zodiac signs, but indeed the full spectrum of the stars, the blanket of the night sky that the creator made in the beginning when there was Jack and his wibbly world. So stops charging me. I'm just too charged for this. I've been waiting patiently as I was scribbling this out, thinking of this moment, doing this. I was like, calm down, make sure you get the correct words in the correct way, because if it's done right, it will be a fantastic Moonday cast. So a great many deeds shall be simultaneously executed. When I said that, Snowball, and how fast, that's the simultaneous execution of a great many deeds. all right, because the time is nigh. 2025 will be the true age and the beginning of the Aquarius, I would say. See our calendars and references to calendars: Enoch's calendar, the Mayan calendar, the Gregorian calendar. Man's like the dictionaries, love calendars, don't we? Yes, you do. It's not just me. Calendars of the maps, the Pyrenees. It's just incredible. Stop it. Every time I do good, I get a little spike now. It's a shame that every time somebody did something bad, you didn't get a little kick up the arse, and then you'd be like, oh, what's that for? Because you just broke common law, you just broke the public trust. You know, every time somebody did something bad, if they got a little, not a harsh one, but just a little nudge, you know, you'd soon stop doing naughty things. But you don't get a nudge, you seem to get rewarded for it, don't you? So I continue on in this time dictated by the heavens above, all right, in this synchronistic, energetic, quantum, located flux field of modality, angelic particle matrix. What? That's got to be a sample, G-Star. And that's not written down. A great many deeds shall be simultaneously executed. That's not me. Shout going out to a sister called Vix that was saying, oh, you've done your deeds and this, that and the other. What deeds have you accomplished and done? I'm like, I beg your pardon. She says, well, on your video you said you'd done some deeds and you was doing deeds. What deed? I went, no. I've done some deeds, correct. But the deeds you're on about are execution of deeds like this, going forward to cast on a moon day and giving up an hour or so of my time, letting my precious coffee go cold. I love coffee, but not when it's been... I like cold coffee when it's cold from a shop and you buy it cold and it's in a packet, you know, and you go, cold coffee, lovely. But I don't like coffee when it's been warm and then it's gone cold. My brain says, no, that should be hot. You know, you're expecting a cold one. It's lovely, you expect. And it's just, what, anyone else like that? Love cold coffee from the shelf and whatnot, but that's just wrong. So she said, you've been executing deeds, and the deeds you execute, I'd like to know further information from. I went, well, they'd be private. Execution of deeds generally are. But when you do a good deed, like helping a frail old lady across the road and stopping traffic because the lights is broken and she's pressing it and she's been stood there an hour and the traffic's going vroom, 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 not stopping on the busy road. If she steps out, she's going to get, you know, because nobody's got time to let anybody go and, I'll sacrifice a few minutes and hold up. I know some of you will. It's out there. So you would execute a good deed by stopping the traffic manually. Whoa, everyone, just and then come on, Millie, come on, holding her hand and getting her across. That's what you do. So that's a good deed, all right? When we say deeds simultaneously executed, get ready to execute your deeds. You may not know when, you may not know where, but when it comes, you will know it's your time. The alphas and the omegas have been and are awakened. They are stirring in their slumber as we see this this day of 2020. I do believe Moon Day, the 25th of May. There is a new true second coming. Now you will remember me saying that the second coming is when man is taken to the registry office and mum and dad inform and assign a name. That event is registered in the book there. Man is not registered. The event is registered. Jebus in the New Testament would have been an event there. And the second coming, the rebirth, is when the citizenship goes to the front page. Friend, king, steward, author, lord, owner, battle, apprentice, trustee, ship. All right, so the ship's there. In my wake, there is in the trail of the boat, there is a bit of water that's disturbed. That water is called the wake. You wake up in the moon day morning, exactly when somebody passes, R.I.P., you go to their funeral. After their funeral, you go to the wake. Yes. Wake up in the morning, and when you are mourning, you go to a wake, but the ship leaves a wake in its trail, the third wake. All right, so when you quote that, add that bit too and say, my brother Indy, he said that because he's got gumption, as Indy. He's got strong coffee, that's what he's got, and a zest for life. And I do as I'm commanded, don't I? Where is the benefactor? Come on, it's coming. Something big's coming for us. The last year. Is it going to be? I don't know what it's going to be, but it generally will come at once. So, the true second coming, I said, back to the registration at the GRO. The second coming, man, the event, registration. No man can be registered. No man can go into a filing cabinet. Oh, here's Mr. David. Let's put him away. Hello, I'm Mr. David. No, I, David, man, have an instrument, an all caps legal person and a lowercase natural person. And I, man, will command these two. All right? These ones are, in fact, filed and registered. Not man. I am not in any cabinet or etc. I'm not even going to go to the chancery. I'm not in anywhere, but my persons will be. They are registered. They are the event. Then there is paper format, bonded, and that would be the second coming, the citizenship, all right, the apprenticeship until you are of legal age, all right, you're civilly dead. You become civilly active as a civilian. Shout going out to Roger in his civilian post. Kevin, I tagged you. Just synchronicity. I was like, Rog, how did you know that? Well, you just don't. But the citizenship, all right, Roman names. I've got a bit of that coming up. Cognomen, nomen, nombre, and hombre. So I said the second coming wouldn't be here because we've already had the second coming when man is given away by the parents to the registrar. The registar of the regimental, fundamental. Are you seeing it? Are you feeling it? And so, as I say, my Trustafarians, thank you, Adi, Rastafarians, and Menorah. There is a second coming, and that is of the Lovecraft inspired. May I add, just to reiterate, Lovecraft inspired second coming of the old ones of great, all right, the old ways, lest we forget. Thank you, Kev. See, got it now. So the old great ones, they are being reborn in I, in you, in others. Not dark, not evil, not the starseed, not comparable to Beelzebub, Lucifer above, getting the first one to be cast out of God's right hand, the Creator's right hand man, get out, falling down, becoming known as Lucifer the devil. Not that second great coming, no, but if there's a good, positive light side, there will indeed be a dark side that will be equal, comparable. If there is one, there is the other, or there is none. That's how we see it, isn't it, fam? So the great ones are being reborn. Thus, the ancient council of elders, my chat room, the scribes here, the 32 that are in the house on a moon day. Bless you and thank you. I hope you're all interacting and giving back and not just here to take and see what you can run off with and rinse elsewhere. I have got some exciting times ahead, and so have you. So the council of elders have amassed. Don't think of a boat there, a mast, yes? That has a sail on a mast, doesn't it? So I would say that the Council of Elders have not a mast, but they are a collective and they are formed, all right? There's no masts. A master's guild, all right? Master of oneself. We are on terra firma, all right? Man's terra firma, Queensland, Kingsland, man's land, man's terra firmament, our sovereign faith of self-mastery, self-law. The initiates of self and law have established a guild, all right, under the original naked trust. Man is never to be, again, subservient. We are not sub anything. And that was nearly an hour from 2 pages of that tiny size. So thank you to the mans involved in that, and the message continues now with a little bit more that I've taken from the .com and Facebook over the last few days. I'm going to start from the top, and we're going to go into a horse with no name. There's a tune there. Yeah, a horse with no name. So a horse and name, all right, N-A-M-E. And a horse has a lovely, like a lion, has a mane, an M-A-N-E. So Mikey, Alpha, November, Echo, Maine. And you have a name, yes, which is what? Yes, it's just a few little swaps. So it's only 4 letters, so it's not too hard to go from name to maim. Do you see the anagram? There's no horsing around here. Nay, nay, Mr. Wilkes. N-A-Y, N-E-Y. Hey, hey. Horses for courses. Please do not nag me, all right, for an encore. Hey. Keep stable. The con. Brother Josh's X words here. Just repeating, but putting back into and giving back. And then we're going to build and... So keep stable. The con. I went down to the constabulary, didn't I? Con, stable. Away in a manger. Horses have a stable. Mangers. Yes. A manager, a manger, a name, a maim, con, stable, constable, constabularies, dictionaries, above the heavens, Aries. Claudio, I can't wait for the chat. Do not forget church law and husbandry issues, the nanny state, the 12 tables. The law of the 12 tables was a set of laws inscribed on 12 bronze tablets created in ancient Rome in 451 and 450 BCE. They were before Common Era, BC, CE, Common Era, BCE. They were the beginning of a new approach to laws where they would be passed by government and written down so that all citizens might be treated equally before them. Okay. Rewriting of God's realm, of the Creator's laws there, I do believe. Although not perhaps a fully codified system, it was a first step which would allow the protection of the rights of all citizens. Citizens, that's maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. And permit wrongs to be redressed through precisely worded, written laws known to everybody. And consequently, the Romans, thank you Sister Nonna for that one, approach to law would later become the model, followed by many subsequent civilizations, right up to the present day. There are stories from others about civilizations being brought to us by the sky people, by Eric von Daniken, alright, and farming and agriculture. So it wasn't the Romans that brought civilizations, but they learnt to, as a strong force like the Persians and so forth, invading armies and Greeks and many types to control civilizations that were brought from, let's say, 6000 BC, Sumer, Mesopotamia, and Akkad and Arcadian, and stories of Old Testament before that, and Zoroaster. So you work all the way up to the timeline. There's a point von Daniken says where we were living in tribes, not just von Daniken, but he's one of the main daddios that's long term had his work plagiarized, stolen, and I won't go into that blonde-haired man, and Linda Moulton, how the equivalent of Angela Lansbury on acid in the Twilight Zone, telling you about aliens under the ice, with David, somebody with the blonde hair that's also Wilcox. I see, and if I was Eric, I'd be putting in claims. Linda Moulton, David Wilcox. Yes, okay, whatever you say there. And Bob Lazar with his, we've been and done it, if I may just say so. So, civilizations, man, village people, YMCA. Yes, we was in the village, all right. We were doing, shout to all the ones that like that. Oh, yes, Dave, nice bit of moves there. We love you all. Tell your friends, bring them, expand the fam. This is what we do on a Monday of a morn into the AM to PM meridian, and we are crossing, all right. Later we will see Eve in the evening and say, hello, my sister, brother, sister. One day we will be free from the fighting. Who's that? Who sings that song? Brother and sister, one day we will be free from the fighting. I tried to. Civilizations, I'll leave it there. So creation of these 12 bronze tablets, according to tradition in 451 BCE, a committee, the Decimviri, DEC, like December, like we said, months have got out of kilter, sept meaning 7, and December, dec meaning 10, June, July, August, September, oct is 8, so let's just see where they fall. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all right, August, sept, Sept 7, Egyptian. Where's that? That's 9. It should be 7. September. October. October meaning 8. Number 10. What? Gregorian, Enoch, calendars. Don't mess with me. Not on a Monday. I'm ready for it. October, November, and December meaning 10. Where octaves and 7 meaning nyeh. And then Jason is actually July, August, September, October, November. Finding Jason in there. Don't like it, but here we go. Goliath, David and Goliath, not king. David and Goliath will be bringing down the Goliath machine with this information. And you told me to do this, so I'm doing it, not for a reward, but I have to get these words out because nobody else can, nobody else will. And help me. Join me and say hello to the fam. No matter what your predisposition, we have a mandate for just about everything coming up. Whew, brothers and sisters. So the committee, the Decemviri, all right, DECEMVIRI. I've put a link for my searching of that in theprivate.com for those initiates to go and gobble up and chew through that data, because that's what we're doing in the private, like guinea pigs and rabbits on lettuce leaves, like Pinhead from Hellraiser with those crazy creatures. Wow, that's a bad one, but the chattering of the Necronomicons and so forth. We're readers of the Book of the Dead. That's you, and it's amazing where we can go to get this information. So according to tradition, in 451 BCE, that's why nobody wants to chat with me, because they just can't cope with it, and they can't go, I'm just an idiot, but I'm a unique one, aren't I? That's why you love me. The Decemviri were following public pressure, given a task of composing a law code which would better represent the interests of the ordinary people, plebeians, all right, plebeians, and reduce the undue influence on Roman law. The aristocrats, or patricians, and priests, pontifices. These later had exclusively sat on a council, which C-I-L, not S-E-L, a council, not a council, which interpreted the law as they saw fit. In preparation for this responsibility, a delegation of 3 men was sent to Athens, Greece, where they studied the laws of the celebrated lawgiver Solon, S-O-L-O-N, 640 to 560 BCE. Bravo, Charlie, Echo. Then 10 men, Satan, X, 10 commandments, 10 men, all patrons, were given consular power, imperium, and permitted to draw up a list of laws which they considered most needed and useful, which they considered, not the creator, but those council of 10 men, the imperium, and etc. See also agnomen and cognomen. You've got to watch these romans, all right? The agnomen. It's one of my specialist areas of concerns there, hombre and nombre. A horse has a mane. See the anagram, and I've written to you there about Mr. Wilkes's Do Not Nagging Me, the constable. I've completed that, and I'm very happy with the outlay of which that has gone. And so Satan, we look at the number 10, Satan, S-A-T-A-N, and we look at the number 12 with the 12 disciples, the 12 many 12s. I'm not going to go through them all now. 12 yes, up hey, and what do we find? The Roman assassins. See the Iron Guard, death squads, all right? The ancient Rome periods, the Roman kingdom, the Roman Republic, the Roman Empire. You've got a lot of I'm not going to go through it now. I have constructed an 8,000 year lineage of historical timelines that will be brought to the table very, very soon. Mouse, don't fail me now. Okay, it will, and it has. That's one thing. So you've got the Roman Republic, the Roman Empire, a principate, a dominate, and you've got the Roman constitution of the kingdom, the republic, the empire, and the late empire. You've got, like in Star Wars there for the empire, a senate, all right, senator and senate, the force, the emperor of the empire. I'm not messing around here, it's true, and it's a comparable to Star Wars, ships in space, battles of. you're about to have a massive disclosure brought upon you about your historical timelines and the terra firma, the wars, the paper wars, the terror wars, Indian type stories of the Senate and the Empire, Starship, the Peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula, the isotopes in the mud, giving out readings of thousands of years, nuclear wars and radiation. What? Shh. Secret. Legislative assemblies, executive magistrates, precedent law, Roman law, imperium, mos marium, the Magistar, the magic star in the sky of the Bible, the Magistra, the Magistar, the Magi. I'm not going to go through all of that. See it on the .com. There is a massive amount put in there for you, but ending with, not limited and exclusive to, but that was ending with, oh dear, it's not liking that. Right there. Let me see what I got here. Bear with me, it's a lot of data. Appius, Claudius, Crassius, Council, Titus, my works there with the Flavians and certain publications we've got coming out in addition to the Masters Guild and publications, the Flavians and the crowns, the 3 crowns, and what we've put there into publications. Those of you that have read it will not need me to repeat it. Those of you that haven't, they're on Facebook for free and they're being uploaded all over the place. So Titus, Titus, Vitterius, Geminius, Galileus, Julius, too many, Roman, Galahad is before you now, one of the great olds then. I will be called Galahad, if you could call me anything. Hello there, who are you? Call me Galahad, one of the great kingsmen of old, alright? And the 12 tables, Arthur, Uther, the 12 knights, alright there. So let me go away from the Romans and that boring stuff, because time is getting on. I want to encapsulate, there's so much data there. Ancient Rome topics and Roman Republic, ancient Roman titles. The Pope seeking to renew the European dream as he accepts the Fourth Reich, Charlemagne Prize, Associated Press of Vatican City, May the 6th, 2016. Have a research on that one and you'll see where I'm coming from with regards to. You have a lot of sources on the .com. I will not give it away here. All right, I've done some for Roger on Facebook. All right, so if you're with Roger Taylor and in SPLs, you will see the commentary and the likes there. For those that don't have the Book of Faces, I'm here for you to repeat and give. The .com already have it. So we've got things about courts now. If you're in a court, yes, and there was a post put up, and brother put this fact. If you're in a court, all right, and it's kind of considered it's too late to say you don't consent when you're standing in front of a magi straight in front of a court. See how I link that on? I'm getting good. I'm getting karma. I'm getting direction, and I'm getting love back. There is nobody that is number one like I, SPL's Pro, Kev, and the man called Rog. He's inspired this one. Yes, indeed, because the magistrate now is going to be using a Roman doctrine called the doctrine of discovery. I'm still holding 31 scribes on a moon day after an hour of babble. What's this one? I can only say that. Thank you. I've got so much to do. I've really got no time to do this. Absolutely no time. Those of you waiting for a reply, it will get done. Those of you waiting for access, documents, emails and whatnot, that will be done. The phone is on flight mode. There is no access. It's not happening. That's the camera covered, yes. And it'll be on soon. If you try to get me and you can't, that's because I go dark and I'm doing this and I get my head into and I have to prioritise. So the courts here and what happens there, I do need a new mouse. Look at that, what I have to do. I've dropped it so many times. I've even packed it. Dad's engineering, eh? Oh, we need so much. When I say even the trim has fallen off, it's had an accident, and wow. Yeah, the front end's lost its grill. Such, making things. There's no pretending with something we're not here, fam, all right? You get what you see with me. It's in worse state than me Tigra. Where are we? Courts. You make me angry. They really have died. All right then. There's no happening. The court used a doctrine, discovery, Roman doctrine of discovery. Isn't discovery a wonderful thing? You've heard me say. We're hinting at this. They claim they claim, all right, from when we found the 1302 Unum Sanctum and Eterni Regis, Sanctum, Eterni Regis, Convocation, the CQV of the 1500 subsequent after the, Convocation, Eterni Regis, Lex Mercatoria. I haven't got all this written down. Again, they're in the publications. There's too many. The creation of the crowns, the Franciscan friars. Boom. Thank you. That's who is important to mention there. 1302. So the courts, all right, they have claimed and they proclaim the jurisdiction of certain things where they claim your body, the soul, and onwards. That's not making it real. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make the creator happy. But it's something which, if you ignore, ignorance of the law, there is no excuse. So we don't play that game, because how many rules have you got in that law that you call law? Too many, millions of codes. Okay, well, we'll use your rules against you, and when you ignore your rules and we find out, we'll hold you up against it. But we will remain here, outside of that, London City, effectively. And so since 1302, they've proclaimed a great many jurisdictions and property rights, haven't they? Franciscan friars, Pope, papal bulls, the bulla papilla. So these pirates, yes, they rob they would like to say over the fiction and the body corpus. All right, they've got the body corpus and they've got the spirit. And they're going to require a third jurisdiction for you to volunteer to them, for them to discover when man may or may not want to step into the dock and contract, and the Admiralty sees, the vessel in dry dock with the citizen taking the father's name in vain, wanting to be salvaged, like finding something in the oceans and, salvaging it yourself. So if they have, got the soul claimed, your soul, my soul, under the doctrine of, not very nice to say, but they think they've got your soul claimed, and you're in a venue which is displaying the Crown corporate business. Thanks for not cutting me off, Tube. This is a smooth stream for once, and I'm very happy. The Crown Corporation business logo is put before you there, and you've got your soul, you're in their venue, and you stood in front of them and you don't consent. What? Rog, you bang on. So I want to add to that and expand to it and just say that they require now a third jurisdiction, and they want your property. They want the flesh and the blood to go in and take that, woo, and that's when they got you. It's game over. All right, so that's in an intricate way. I do believe I'm following a thread, and it's important and key and vital we all have a chat about this. So do not take the Father's name in vain, as they wrote in that New World Order Testament, because they already dare say that they've got the spirit and they've got the venue. They're requiring a third property jurisdiction, which you, equity, does not aid a volunteer. All right, so wow, that's a doctrine of discovery. It's a Roman one, and it's 3 out of 3, the magical 3. Then they would get that. I am duty bound to give you this information and not sell it, all right, and not act clever and big about it and say, oh, it's not rocket science. Use lot of thick. No, you're not thick, you're my family, and you get confused, and with the snowball ever growing, it's my job as the chief of staff, the village man with his stick that controls the sheep, no weaponizing me, mother truckers, the chief of staff, this one with his military onslaught and his space academy and his nuclear weapons with stamps on them, delivering, I feel sick about war type things that have been done. Peace sign. Winston Churchill, great war man, doing that, come from Crowley, on the list of payment for what? So you think these that pay to have wars with drunk and Hitler taking the Indian ancient mythological symbolism of the swastika. I haven't got a pen, but I put things up, and the swastika is not evil. It was called before the swastika many things, and it was used in many loving temples of peace and love Mahabharata, Gutravita. What? Where did they come from? Indian Vedic books of old antiquities, gnosis before Christianity. So when Churchill got that from Crowley, coming from, I would argue, Egypt before Kemet, before Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word, not an Egyptian word. Look at the spelling. Chem, alchemy, Kemet, chemicals, Egypt, Nubia, a Scotcher, princess. What? So that Churchill was taken by Crowley to defend and help win the victory war to battle the power of the swastika, the motions and the symbology. We said symbology will be their downfall, and it will be. It will be the key to breaking out, all right? Not just for me, but for you as well. So, property and rights and volunteering, the Roman doctrine of discovery, I bow. I starboard bow, all right? Klingons on the starboard bow. How now, brown cow? And I bow to my family. Bum shanker is what I'm going to say there. And then I want to give a shout out to a brother. You may have seen this on the commentary. This is the last thing I'm reading out. Then I'm going to look at your comments and then I'm off. I did a public notice and I said the new use in AD, CE, Comminng 2000s of the new trust technology that is in fact as old as the original Hebraic phonetic text. Then it was rewritten and re-author-shipped by the evil devil's advocates. The Romans and Roman Empire, Constantine, there he is again, but 325 AD or CE, and indeed Justin Woodlands, Romilly Stewart and Rohan Bosch. I will bow to you and say the Justinian deception, you fed to me a great many things. I'd love to chat with you like this, articulately, calmer though. This is on my own, this is my own feed. I can be and act how I want. But if I was with someone like Romilly Stewart and Santos Bonacci, and we was on episode 4 of the Sovereign Stars show, and I could be the referee between Fibonacci of the Santos man and Justinian Romilly Glosser, this would be the them two fists smashing together. That would be the moment of a consciousness. If that can happen, we will make it happen. I don't think Justinian, Romilly, Rohan are up for it. Santos and I are up for it. Let the universe know. All right, so if you have access to Justinian Deception, the Glosser channel, Woodlands, Justinian, Mark, whoever it is, we really need to iron a few more little things out, and this will be the last year. Saying it like, these are people that do that in the Sumo. Have you seen them that doing this, and the way that they are stood and why they are like this and what that symbolises? Instinctively I did that without knowing, but probably programming. But Justin Woodlands, Glosser channel, Justinian Deception, we would like to put an extended love and respect out for you and your work as I go back to Constantine 325 and Justinian Deception. In actuality, we went into a new world order back then. Since the day that somebody killed the prodigal son, the event of Jesus, all right, that's when the end of the world started. Because if you go and kill, all right, and slaughter the Son of God, what have you ushered in? Let's face it, just stop. Oh, hammer time. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. So you've just killed the prodigal son of God in 2,000 years ago. What do you think time was ushered in then? Do you really think that Father is gonna sit around for 2,020 years, 25 days into the 5th month and still let us walk around punished? Do you not think that maybe the end of the world might have been ushered in, appointed when, if, I say if, because the event and fictionality, you look at the Old Testament, and you go back to where we've been, and then you come back to, you kind of see why this book looks a bit BSy and not so credible and strong in the as. So hear me out. I'm not here to challenge your religion. I'm here to test your faith. All right, there's a difference. The DVD man is here to divide. Again, divide the minds of men through my DVD productions in the way of spelling in Hebraic phonetic text. You take out the vowels, so David has got two vowels in it, hasn't it? An A and an I. If you take them out, you are left with DVD. That's where I'm coming from. Not just a copier, I'm a knower. Not a knower as in a boat knower. Knowing, gnosis. Stop it, Josh. Wait, your turn is coming soon. So the 325 New World Order Testament, Romans Empire, their shipping and what they've done, author-shipped indeed, when my people are put back onto boats and etc. This is now viewed by SPLS Pro as the devil's handiwork, we would say. We find the devil hidden in the contractual details, all right? The tails, D-E, and then the word tails, snaky. Details, snake talk, born slippy, in my humble opinion. The true trust technology, trust as a currency, is a relatively new avenue in 2020. And as you are all trying to king over, inner and understand, we look and compare to Magna Charta. Shout going out to a man called Paul. You've made the list now of the Live as Such clan. You've just put a post in from a David Icke group about Magna Charta. Magna Charta, in my opinion, that's an agreement, a constructed agreement, which is now a dissolved trust, let alone the papal bull annulling Magna Carta of the... and this is from a man that has a t-shirt. This is from a man who has a t-shirt ready. We're doing a costume change, much like in Hollywood. This is a pantomime, all right? I am panting. And now we got this. Remember, I had this one. And it's got the Magna Carta MCCXV1 written down there. This is from a man that used to support such things. I won't lie to you, but I've had an evolution, and as the original sovereign, and the promotion of that is all very well and good, but you choose wisely. You will have seen me promote on this channel and change from David Robinson, lawful rebellion, practical lawful rebellion, constitution, up the levels to where I come to you today. So I will not say that I haven't proclaimed the Great Charter lawful. I tried it and I didn't like it. Man was losing property. We had 800 men outside a man called Tom of the Crawford fam's house. We had a lot going off. Ollie, somebody called Ollie of the Pinnock family back in the day, a few years ago, was arrested. So I continue on. The devil's handiwork, details, the devil is hidden in them details. The true trust technology and trust as a currency is a relatively new avenue for you and I in 2020, as you are all trying to king over, inner and understand. When we look and compare to Magna Carta and Charter articles and the constitutional defence lines of old, return of the old, yes indeed, but not this old, the Nottingham Free Thinkers, Get Out of Debt Free, John Witterick, Mark, Tom, Steve, to name a few, these Treasury Direct accounts were never mentioned back then at that time, in that point, as we can see, trustee, beneficiary and etc. was neither written there. So what I want to say is that it's a constructed agreement, all right? That's all I can say. The Magna and the Charter, as lovely as it is, and it still will be, and what happened at Runnymede and so forth, I don't argue with that. But in my opinion, and this channel's opinion, David, and via Indie Glow, it was a constructed agreement, and construct agreement, well, one will find that is a trust talk, trust language, trust chirp. That's a fact, fam. So a constructed agreement, much like the original 10 commandments, that's an agreement too between, in the Bible, Genesis, there is an agreement there between man and the Creator, and that trust is broken. So there are many benefits to correcting misconstrued relationships and adjusting one's status, standing, and indeed capacity. Much like there are many and not so many benefits to claiming and being known or to go by as the legal or natural name there, personality, straw man, fiction of diction, areas, your national insurance number and or the date of birth. Now I, David, Man, I'm sometimes known to go by the all caps legal name and the lower natural name, all right, knowingly with full disclosure, or not, it depends. So when any and all corporations, entities try to afford man, I, with any titles such as the title of Mr, MR all caps, or Mr capital M lowercase r, capital D lowercase AVID, these kind of names. If it is deemed not to be a benefit to I, David, okay, then man sees no benefit of being afforded that title. That's then when it is rejected, I am not that name. What? You what? You know, so we are not taking that title. It's not a benefit to me right now, so I will not be agreeing. You call it joinder back in the day, all right there. So as depicted in Genesis, there is a naked, a bare trust, all right, figuratively speaking, when the Creator comes back and finds a fig leaf down here in the gelatania, got some kind of covering up going on, he's like, what? That was such a bad thing to use, I can tell I'm tired. Fig leaf, ooh, the ladies laughing, men are like, you wish, I know, and he's like, what's going on? What have you been doing? I left you alone for a bit, and now you've got a fig leaf here. Well, was that a real story, or, you know, you got to figure out for yourself there what may be going on. Once naked and bare, all right, now coveted and covered, the tree of life versus the tree of knowledge, gnosis. Do you see that tree? This message below was sent to this public open trust freely here. This was on Facebook, and it was by a man called Richard, and it was follows something like this. I'm going to start quoting now. Soon I'm going to need a private express trust writing up, an ecclesiastical deed poll, and evidence of life form doing. Who can guide me? I plan on being the first of a new wave of multi-millionaires that will help save the world. End quotation. I was directed to that by Brother Kevin. It was held as a post there, Richard, and I reposted it explaining why it's been denied and what we can do in order, because he asked for help. He gave that freely. I've given it as a public display, notice and declaration from us to him and to you now. And splspro.com, the private domain, and the Facebook domain are one of the main educators, because I am an educator. I am a proclamator. And the various teachings of the Creator giving trust technologies. When I say trust, I take you to the Old Testament and I take you before the Creator, and we stand before that tree, the tree of woe to you lawyers. No, the tree of woe, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. You can go back to that trust and you can rejoin. It's not a problem, all right? And that's what we've done, Kevin, I, and a few others. And we haven't got millions of pounds. We're not millionaires, but we have got loss of fear. You know, the Buddha was asked, allegedly, so I hear, what has Buddhism and meditation given you? What have you gained by it? He's like, well, I haven't really gained much. I tell you what, I've lost the fear, I've lost the self-doubt, I've lost the anxiety, I've gained in self-esteem, you know, I've gained bigger, stronger, more confident, connected. I see as one. I am part of the realm. I'm no longer a perspective in the existential and perspective, ways of these tiny things that we are outside of. You become one wholesome, loving, vibrating, connected to. So the God-given, creator-given trust technologies that we have here, back to the original, taking away the Caesar's reef from around the edge there, rendering back to burning that, going around, and the mark of the Club of Rome. And we're going to teach again the trust, the original trust, the naked trust. I'm not saying to get naked. I know there's some of you that do like to get naked, mud parties and so forth. I don't know you, but I can see you in my mind. We're all born slippy. Yes, okay. Mega, 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 mega. Shouting. Mega, mega. What a tune that was. Underworld, Born Slippy. If you don't know that, Kev, you're not a DJ, are you? You're not a musical man if you don't know Underworld, Born Slippy. shouting. So a shout going out to Richard there of the Ashmore clan. I like to think that you could help save the world without being a millionaire, and you wouldn't necessarily need to have all of what you've asked for there. And we, as I've brought to you today to end with, are the reason for using this technology and gaining what you can gain personally, but not physically, inward, spiritually. And what you can then lose is a lot, all right? So much love to Kev for that esteemed gatekeeping, and what we do, what he's done, the news he's got. I'm getting to that as well. Don't worry, Kev, I have got a plan here, and I know it's early. Oh my days, 90 minutes. We're into a football game's worth of time here. Well, it's a game of two halves, isn't it? Crucifixion or freedom. We're about to go into extra time. So when the bell, how's this working? No script. When the bell tolls, are you going to go to extra time, or are you going to go and have a chat with a red man? You're free to choose wisely. You're free to choosely. You're free to choose wisely, my brothers and sisters, all right? As all initiates of self and law are. We're not a cult. We do not tell you what to do. I'm not promoting Lovecraft, Crowley and Hall because of I've gone into a secret. I'm still the same old G, literally, but I'm giving you and presenting new consciousness, development, evolutions and information. We let you choose. We are all initiates of self and law, and we presently have here in the YouTube trust, the Facebook trust, and the SPL's trust and the private domain. The ones that do truly trust and know, Kevin, I, Greg and others, are with us in the private domain, and will be taught the best teachings we are able to give man. All right, make sure you learn and use this trust technology wisely, because if you do, it feeds back. It gives you payment. All right, Richard, you get paid, but you don't get paid becoming a millionaire like Brewster and so forth, like the haves. You're still a have-not. You're still the meek, and you still get under attack, and there is no defense. But the faith, as George Michael said, you gotta have a faith. Still got 30 scribes. Bless you. I hope you're loving this. I can't wait for the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you've been entertained, if you've heard something you never thought you'd actually, do you know what? He may be a jibber jabberer, he may be a bit of a mover and a shaker, he may be unorthodox, but you know what? I'm going to give him a thumbs up. I've just got 2 then. Thank you. I'm not desperate. I'm showing, I'm leading, I'm just reminding you, because I am an entertainer. Remix. We're going to flip that script. Silence. Isn't that lovely? You don't get that here. Come on, let's fill that gap. DJ, there's a gap. Fill it. You're free to choose wisely. We're going to give the best teachings out. So the Holy Spirit indeed guides and judges I, man David, as my witness. The sole pursuit of money is seen as the root of all evil. So millionaires chasing that is, I'm sorry, you're on a downward path. Kevin, I want to thank you for all that you've done there. I think we've explained, both of us, in turn, intuitively over the casts, what go on. And, Richard, I want to thank you, because that helped us reinforce our conscionable reasonings for being established and how we do business. All right, but business is this business, not just always this business. We have a lawful trust. You cannot argue with that. Oh, but your trust needs to be registered, and it needs to do this, and it needs to do that. Secret trusts. See my video. It's going to be put into the trust playlist later today. I'm organising the channel as I'm downloading and backing up the videos I haven't got, and then I'm moving to another platform that you'll all be informed of very, very soon, Button Moon. But if you look at the document, Secret Trusts, I think it's in Facebook, I do believe it's on the .com, and I've got a video, Pontius Pilate's Secret Trust video. All right, just look at that and tell me how they can be. How do you register a secret trust is my answer to those that want to shoot me down and have a go. Preposterous. This is how it helped us reinforce our conscionable reasonings for being established, how we do indeed do business here in our lawful trust, one of the original originators, not imitators, but we are imitating the Genesis scriptural passages of the old ways, the old, lest we forget, all right? And we go back to the tree as a branch, maybe an olive tree, maybe I don't know what kind of a tree, but we're getting away from the wreath, all right? We are not, don't tell me we're not in a trust, because we are, my lordships. After all I've expressed, all right, I've expressed trust, I've expressed myself. Express, turn on that ghetto blaster. Express. So get on the night train, and express your own deeds, execute your own deeds, express, and whatever. Thank you for your interest. Bless up. I finished. It's done. The show is over. That's a sovereign show right in itself, isn't it, my initiates? Let's go to some comments. Then I'm going to check on my princess. Manual. It's no good. And I thank you all for that. Take from it what you will. Do not be scared of Cthulhu and what you're about to find there. It's interesting. Come back and have a chat later about the entities and energies. All of the TV shows and things that I've mentioned I do not endorse. I'm not affiliated with. I don't get any money from. It's a learning curve and a pathway of which is unique. Some like the documents, some like to watch, some like it hot, don't they, half man? Some like it lively. That's why the scribes on my channel. Oh dear, this is going to take a while. Perry, brand new Duracells this morning. Yes, Carlton Weiss, those who mistrust, thank you. Comments, and I give you my thumb with the knowledge you don't rip my arm off. Oh, Anders, thank you. You'll retract those thanks when you read the comments, Gov. I want, Perry, you're going blue. You want some of what I had for breakfast? No, you do not. You do not, brother. You'll blow. Any man will blow. You need to build your tolerance up to that, Perry. I've met you, and I do like you becoming a blue man. You are the man that made the sovereign apparel, and I thank you for that, my brother. They are very high quality. Get a link in. You've just gone blue. I'd like you to drop a link in for the ITAL teas of Facebook or somewhere. Bless you, my man. I am charged. My cup overrunneth. Now I've finished. I've calm, and I'm going to the comments. My performance, pro, not per, is over. Performance as a professor, and I profess to you my inner words, inner feelings, and I've finished. It's a show, all right, and the show must go on. And on. Affect me, Kevin, my queen has to backslap me. I couldn't breathe. Eric's on it. Kevin, what have you been saying? What have you been doing? Came in for lunch, bonus catching the live stream. Hello, Sister Lux. Milk the cow. Blindfolded catches me at stop it. There is some good chat here, isn't there? You've all been listening and simultaneously entertaining. Every ponytail there's an arsehole. Yes, there is, Simon. I haven't got long hair. I'm glad I haven't got a ponytail. That's something that I've just thought of to do with man as well. You got a ponytail on name, maim, horses. Well said. Didn't see that one. I'm glad I went up to the comments. Every ponytail there's an arsehole. Marty Pello. Shh. Didn't he have a ponytail? I never liked him. I'm joking. Take that back, Marty. Wet, wet, wet. We're in the army now. Whoa. Paul J. What's going on here? UK national insurance bonds seem to not have redemption options. Seemingly. We'll talk about national insurance bonds later on another chat. It's an important Monday announcement, that, for us all. So if you need to chat and you're stuck with anything, go and frequent the families that we have, public and private, splspro.com, Facebook and YouTube. You can stay here in the room for now, but you can also go to the Facebook, and you can go to the .com if you're on there privately. And I'll see you soon. We act together. We execute. We used to act, all right? Act in our age. The majors are in. The old ones, the second coming, the old ones of great. Quinn is in the house. Bosh, how are we doing? We do need to catch up this week. David of the Atkinson. I'll leave you grey for a bit. I don't know who you are, but I give you respect straight away. The trust has to be earned. I have a policy, IC, to follow with a tube, so thank you, and we carry on. Ice gems are like acid fet to a 2-year-old. Yes, ice gems. I remember those little biscuit treats of yesteryear, and I used to yum them down as an ADHD, Asperger's spectrum, autistic spectrum, dyslexic, younger, unrecognised boy, which I would just say is just a young indigo, to be fair. And if you charge up a soul, a body that's quite well built but sensitive too, that's when we get pigeonholed to, you're giving us chemicals. I don't think I'm anything special. I'm looking for extra attention. I'm giving you my attention. I don't require attention. I have enough attention, and I'm here, and I put you up there. I serve you by serving you, but not being subservient. You've just said not to be sub. No, but what did it do? What did the man do in the books there? What does the Francis do with the foot? I like it, So I'm just being humble in my ways, not subservient. And I would say you give us stuff that's full of to shout going out to this company, because such things as, you started it, I'll finish it. Ingredients, so it says, looks lovely, doesn't it? Ooh, lemon, lemonade, made with real lemon. But what it's then got inside this water and sugar drink is water, sugar, lemon juice from concentrate, 2% carbon dioxide, acid, citric acid, natural lemon flavouring. Thank you for that. Brilliant. That makes it beautiful then, doesn't it? Okay. Product endorsement. No, get ready for this. Y'all ready for this? Down. We are going to be unlimited. Lemon flavouring with other natural flavourings, acidity regulator, sodium citrates, what? Sweeteners, aspartame, that is E. coli, allegedly genetically modified and fed toxic waste, then it poos out aspartame and we drink it. See Slurm on Fry, what's that film, that's like The Simpsons that isn't, Futurama, episode of Futurama, the Slurm episode. Find a clip of that and you'll see what I'm on about with aspartame. Saccharins contains a source of phenylalanine, that word that I really hate. So you got aspartame, saccharins and phenylalanine, but it's made with real lemons, everyone. So I can't believe I last accidentally bought that, and I had some. I didn't check the label first time, and I thought that tastes lovely. I did. I thought that's lovely, that lemonade. Let me see why it tastes so lovely, because it's not often I have a drink put on the table in front of me and that's not the usual demon type drink that we get from the beverage of, and I thought I must have a look. Oh, when I looked at that, I'm sorry, the ones that make this, Freeway manufacturers, but I didn't make it. I'm not endorsing it. I'm saying that when you give us these kind of things, and we're sensitive to aspartame, saccharin and phenylalanine, yes, it reacts with us, and so therefore when you say I'd like to have some of what he's had, I poisoned my son yesterday by accident, and it may well be coming out, but it's got real lemons in, everyone. It's got real lemons in, so it doesn't matter. They could have used honey, they could have used natural sweeteners, as in sugars, natural sugars, but they didn't, all right? And that's from a massive supermarket chain that's not being mentioned by me, and it's in Great Britain Limited, and Wimbledon, London, SW19, and it's also in Ireland as well, Main Road, Talaguk, Dublin. So sorry fam, don't touch stuff like that if you're sensitive. It may have real lemons in it, but it's got real dangerous stuff as well, though. Disgusting. Thank you, reaching out to Romley. You've had a calm chat with Santos many a time. I can do it if I want to, if I know that I have to be reserved and normal, the new normal that's coming. I did like that, Roger. Stuart's off. Papal Bulls, PayPal, yeah, Papa C's, and it's not good, is it? Isaiah 53, preaching, here we go, we're preaching. Too many hearts, I'm drowning in a sea of hearts. My chat screen won't go up any further. Nearly going on for 2 hours, that's a waste of a day. Look at the sunshine outside, the beautiful sun. These are my solar charging apparatuses. We've got the panels outside, I'll show you. I don't know if the Wi-Fi will reach. I'm charging everything up here, the laptop, the phones, the lights. That's why it looks a bit messy. Sorry, Anne-Marie. She normally likes me to tidy before I press that button. Stephen's gone. Get you on the replay. Stuart, we'll talk about money and bonds and fiscal and whatnot later. And also the Presidente of Venezuela. Look at the subtitles underneath, see what he's saying there. I need to know if those words match them subtitles. I'm not sure about all of this. Taken out of context. I agree with that. We need more information. End of the day, if man's going to get shot for breaking a rule of law, a rule or either law, if you get shot, that's not on. That's the point of reporting that. I do see that it was taken from something else, and I'd like to get more research done on that. Thank you all for the information given to me. I woke up Sunday morning, I had a heaving inbox full of shooting death Nazi style, and I looked at the realm and I found it to be true on ABC, CN whatever, and all of the alphabet stations had the same clip. They was all promoting this, so I thought, I know some people that might want to have a look at this and have a chat with me, so that's what we're doing. And thank you again to Hogarth and that concise full information there. I bow to you, Scribe Hogarth, for that humbly. Put those readjustments on, and we're on with but at the end of the day, I sound like a footballer, don't I, after the extra time, half time matching. We've won. At the end of the day, though, it was a good game. Didn't they do well? But we need to know if there is going to be shootings of, then that's not on. Much like Palestine and what's happening there, it's not on. I'll leave it at that. We need to talk more further on that. I am aware I need to get Claudio and Brother Keith on a chat, maybe tomorrow, Claudio and Keith. We're very busy, as you can see. I have a lot to say. Cthulhu, Lovecraft, the angelic particle matrix, quantum entanglement, singularity. I'm in a state, a state of activity, and I've done my job. Thank you for the 21 thumbs up. That's nearly the most I've had in a while. There'll be a hopping and a skip where the thank you, Mr. Dav. I was told primary how the country works. When one is born, loan is received by government for your needs. Another chat on that one. We've covered lots of this before, and you'll see on the channel I'm sorting out my playlists. When he comes on wearing a pink wig and tutu, I'll start to worry. Yes, hi Eric. Jason and the Argonauts, indeed, and the Goliath. What's this? Like it was second nature, I'm concerned. How many times have we done YMCA in our lifetime? The Christmas, ensemble. I'm 42, but yes, it was. I'm surprised at that. Looking at myself, I'm not going to watch this video back for a while, but you get me. I love all the fam. House music was born in a warehouse that was full of men that had come out of the glam rock era and then had nowhere else to go, and kind of, not saying solely, but obviously the disco and the handbag house that we saw, funkiness, men that had a certain debonair about themselves, and I am, these tight jeans that they had back in the day when they were walking, and the Parkers, the snorkel neck, the bother boots, what were they, Doc Martens with steel toe caps on the outside, maroon type ones, were they with the so many holers, 21 holer Doc Marten, toe cap on the outside, British Union Jack flag there, bother boots, and all of the history of men and fashion, music. I'm aware of it, and I'm grateful for finding out house music, warehouse music, and we can't deny a certain style of the family, position of the family, and where that come from, and we give love and respect for that. I'm not anti anything except auntie. What I am is aware of, and I'm wary. There is love, there is hate, there is no ego, there is ego. I'm in the middle. I try to walk that path in the two coming to one in the middle, not so much as a prayer type, but promised land, brother and sisters, one day we will be free. Promised land. Joe Smooth, I believe, was the artist, was he not, Stephen? Classic. That tells me where I am in the chat. A stable relationship. Wow. The ponytails and stable relationship. Thank you then, brother Kev. Justice for injustices. Yes, OTB, brother Chris. In the desert you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one to cause you no pain. It helps being a music man and then coming into law, getting the records of the 12 inches into the public, mixing them, flipping the script, needle on the record, put the needle on the record, and the dope beats go like this. It helps, it really does, when you're remixing and flipping the script there. You got to beat a tempo. House is a feeling. You're coming into my house. Your house is my house, and your house is mine. My house is your house, and your house is mine. We're going to give it to you, brothers and sisters. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Was that Mars? Greed? Pump up the volume. Why am I going spiky? That's just a tune from back in the... It's a shame you can't see. They really do. Chicken skin and everything there. Your house is my house. Mi casa, su casa. Tell me what you're after. Drop another one. Stop it. Too many tunes coming into my head. In my head, head. Oh. What's that? Cranberries. Zombies. Hey, another shock. Stop it. We're on a tune roll, I see. Can't do the Cranberries and zombie. What is going on in the room? If you're going to have the Cranberries and zombie in your head now for the rest of the day, you won't be the only one. It will be a fine day today, and people will open their windows, and they will leave their houses just for a short while. Alright, that's to get zombie out your head. Now you can either have Opus 3, it's going to be a fine day with the lady there, Sinead O'Connor, and you can have zombie, fine day, or you can have Joe Smooth, Promised Land, Brothers and Sisters, or you can have Mars, Greed, Pump Up the Volume. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I just facilitate this crazy chat. We go in, time is of the essence for me, and I waste it like a tap turning water, pumping through. The chat's not updated, so, here we go, bosh. I'm the Steve Davis of Pocket Pool. Oh, Kev, I just seen that there. We're going to say thank you. We'll leave it there because I'm just ruining I'm watering down the cast, all right? So I've said thank you. You got the fun. I'd like a thumb up. Share this. Say, hey, have you met Brother Dave? He's unique. He's truly special, is our Dave. He thinks he's the sovereign principal, prince, thumb prince, all right? The prince, we are the heirs, princes and princesses. I'm no king. I'm not a king at all. I'm a lass's king. Anna Maria, that's it. Of men, I am equal. I am a prince. You are the prince. Brothers, sisters, you are the princesses. You are the mothers of God. You are higher than I. female form. I salute you, and I defend and I work for the female force of the ultimate consciousness, and we give love and respect to the women and the women's rights, where you've been put, how you've been persecuted, all races, all creeds, all sexes, all dispositions. You may be Jew, you may be black, you may be white. You know that tune there, that's the one we're going to finish on, all right? And I'm going to show love to all right? This is our house and our house music. Trustafarians, get to work. Kevin. Rasta Boris is still the best. All right, bless this mess. Please support this channel, the work, the documents. Please share and embed. We're getting attacked, we're getting ignored, we're getting leeched. We don't do this for the payment of any kind. I'm not a millionaire. I'm on my arse. The stagnating and dropping of anchor that I said at the beginning is very relevant and real. Help me to help you. Help Kevin to help you. Get on to here, please, and give us your email. Last important job to do at the end. So those that have been patient will get... let me put the correct address in there. What a geek I am. What a geek I am to be able to do all of this. Now, Greg, you trained me well, my brother. TP and then S / splspro.com, and you can give us your email if you'd like to look at the DWP and you've been a victim of previously, all right, and you've seen Kevin's and my display of his knowledge and Graham's knowledge there. You would go to this website, which is our private trust domain, and you would look at join. Press the join now by the lion's face. There's the lion's face is there. Then you've got the arrow to play a video introduction of, and under the arrow it says something like join us. I don't even know what it says on the homepage. I've just changed it. That is why, Greg, if you look at the activity log, you will see David has been in the back office over the weekend. I've changed the stories on the front pages. If you haven't looked at our front homepage of the .com, the Foundational Educational Trust, please do so. That's where the sovereigns live, not with Cthulhu, I might add, with ourselves. And you will find that you have the lion's face there. You have an arrow next to the lion's face saying play introduction to the Straw Man cartoon there by John and Jane, I think. Excellent video. It's been there some years, 3 years. It's getting great feedback. It's a nice little splashdown into who and what we are. And become a supporter now is what I've changed it to. And under that, you will see, if you press that, you will see the benefits of what you would get by becoming a supporter. There's no commitment and no contract. But if you want to know what we do and what we offer, and you've just been shared this video, you go to that link and you have a look at become a supporter now, and you'll see the 10 points of what I've put in there of why you might want to consider donating some credits and promises in the form of 25 pence a week to get private with us. Become a supporter now under the arrow button. If you press the arrow button and I unmute my laptop, you will get this. Famously says. Let me unmute the YouTube.
Certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials,
beauty, isn't it?
Court clerks, or the police are speaking English,
that's what we use to.
They're speaking legal
oh no.
designed to make
That's what we use to give you a splashdown in introduction to what we do. But you will see further down, let me go back, by the lion's face, the arrow, become a supporter. You have here, join our complimentary newsletter and mailing list now, below. We will not email more than once a fortnight. You can unsubscribe at any time, okay? And you've got enter email address, a first calling, last calling, and then subscribe. Sorry about the legalese terminology in that. We will look at changing what we can. If you look at become a supporter now and you click this button underneath the arrow, you just wait a second and it will scroll into the next page, which is a possible looking at supporting annually the .com, and there are their support privileges, benefits to the annual contributions you will make. I've put a congratulations, you found us, welcome, and I've said the new initiates of law and self that support our foundation, educational, private domain, the trust, they can enjoy benefits from the below, and all these benefits are listed 1 to 10. And then just hear me out. I've changed it all, and the button there says I consent, let I in. So I got rid of the legalese as much as I can, and where we can change it, we have a little bit of fun. At them solar panels, that's what we got going off there. Yes, it's happening. The blue skies, not a cloud to be seen. Charging station, beautiful. Sorry, Anne-Marie, I'm going to tidy now, get into my emails. Thank you all. It's been an epic presentation, and the time has passed rather quick, nearly 2 hours. Thank you all. Say goodbye, clock, if you could speak. Hey. Thank you all. Much love. Ciao bello.